Welcome to Try Again. Our show is a movie club where we pick a movie each week, we try a new one, or we watch an old classic again to see if it holds up. We're not professional movie critics, we're just friends who love to review movies. Well, some of us love to review movies. Others just come on the show because we're married to the host. I'm your host, Todd Perkins. You can see my fancy name on the screen right there. I'm joined by my, I think, a co-host or something. Wife is a better term because I don't know how loyal she is to the show. Jessica Perkins over there on my right. Say hi, Jess.
Hi.
And then my good friend Stephen Comstock is joining us for this review. There he is right there. So this...
Wait, no.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you'll figure it
I
out
already
someday. So this week, our movie that we're going to review is Gone with the Wind. And Jessica and I watched it for the first time just a few months ago. And Steven watched it for the first time this week. Right? It's your first time, right, Steven?
Yep.
Okay.
First time.
Okay. Really curious to see what Steven says. He's been joking about how it sucked. So, yeah, what score did you give it, Steven, and why?
Ah, man. This, really isn't my kind of movie. And honestly, I would give it a 7. But I'm going to give it a 6. Just because it was so long.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in the category of one of the longest movies ever, you know.
Dude, it was 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours of an okay movie bumps it down to not okay. You know what I mean?
4
I can only
hours.
take so much of this is all right.
Yeah, it was very long. Very long movie. Jess and I actually watched it. Did you watch it in one sitting?
No.
Yeah,
I
Jess
watched
and I
an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then the next day I watched 2 hours.
Yep. Jess and I watched it in 4 sittings actually.
This time around we did 4 sittings. Last time was probably 3.
Yeah. I probably couldn't handle it in one sitting. Wow, okay, so you're giving it a 6. All right.
Yeah, just like I said, it's probably better than a 6, but the 4 hours, man, that's a knock. You can't make a movie 4 hours long. You can't do that to people.
It had
Too
an
long.
intermission.
No.
So you could go get some popcorn and
Intermission
soda and
is
come
for
back.
the 1930s when this movie was made. They don't do that anymore.
Also for plays, which are famous for being boring, no offense. Jess, what did you give it and why?
You know, I have a really special criteria for how I rate movies, and I don't give a movie a 9 or higher unless it changes my life. Makes me want to be a better person or something. And this movie, I feel does that for me. So I give it a 9. And I just love it. Maybe I'm a sucker for long movies with girls that fight with each other or something, because I really like Pride and Prejudice too. But I love this movie. Every second of the movie, I'm entertained. And it has such a powerful message. Well, I mean, it doesn't outright have a powerful message, but I find things that I think are really powerful in it. And you get to look at Rhett Butler for 4 hours straight. There's nothing wrong with that.
Rhett Butler. What's the
Yeah,
actor's
Rhett
name?
is an awesome name,
It
dude.
is.
Rhett
It
is a
is.
great name.
This guy looks like a Rhett with his cool mustache.
I've already had all my children, so the next dog I get, I think I'm gonna have to name him Rhett.
You name him Rhett Butler, dude. Give him a last name. Be that guy. That's what you got to do.
His name's Rhett Butler.
Yeah.
Yes, you may pet Rhett Butler.
You guys are all robot-y.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh.
It's Skype. You know, we're talking on Skype, and sometimes there's blop bleep bloops. You know, of the technical thing. The technical term for it is blop bleep bloops. So, anyway, my review. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I think this is one of my favorite movies of all time, probably.
Really?
I think it's
Wow.
an effing masterpiece. Every second of it, it is so long, so freaking long, but I is never uh, of anywhere close to not being thoroughly entertained the whole time. I think the plot is just incredible. The characters are really interesting. Where you have Scarlett, who's like this.
No spoilers.
Okay, Scarlett's a person who makes a whole bunch of decisions and is very strong, but has like really serious flaws. And so you kind of see like by the end of the movie, you're kind of weighing like, is she a great person because she overcame so much, or is she an awful person because of her flaws, or something in
And
between?
in the end, I think you decide awful person because
Yep.
of her flaws.
Well, we'll talk
Yep.
about that in the spoiler section. I have a lot to say about that. But yeah, it's definitely a 9.5 for me. I watched it. We watched it before. I watched it again. Not within only a few months, but still, every single thing in the movie. There's so much depth to the plot. Like it's not something you can really describe quickly. I mean, you could like paraphrase it really fast, but you add this really interesting drama with a Civil War backdrop from the South's perspective, and it's really interesting, I think.
That was my favorite part of the movie, honestly, was just the Civil War stuff. Like I found that interesting.
Yeah.
I liked how they like showed all the people like laying on the ground, like when I forgot what she like came out of the house or something,
Oh
or came
yeah,
out of the
she's
hospital.
looking for the doctor. When
That's
she's
right,
delivering
because
the baby.
the lady was giving birth. Yeah, so she was looking for the doctor. She went out there and she was just like, dude, just so many people just laying around. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the Civil War. Actually, I know the Civil War had the most American deaths out of any war ever.
Yeah. It was
Obviously,
like hundreds of
because it
thousands
was,
of people or something like that,
yeah,
wasn't it? Like more than 500,000 people. And then you see, who knows, 1,000 or something of these people just dying on the ground
yeah.
in the middle of
And
the
then
town.
like them talking about like the amputations and stuff. Like that was what they did. Like
Yeah.
there was no medicine. It was like, oh, you got shot. Well, let's chop your leg off. You
Yeah.
know, it's just that's how they did it.
And it's like normal people doing the work. You have like one doctor and a whole bunch of volunteers that are
Yeah.
totally just regular people, don't really know what they're
Well,
doing.
you don't really need to be that great to saw someone's leg off.
Yeah,
You know?
well, I don't know. You got to have the mental fortitude to and intestinal fortitude to saw a human being's leg off with no anesthetic. Just
Yeah, that's
all right,
true.
bite this
Well,
stick while I saw
Scarlett
your
kind of
labor.
gave up on it. She got sick of dealing with it and just bounced.
Yeah, she's like, nah, I'm done. It sucks.
Can you blame her though?
You can't. I can't.
A little bit. I blame her.
I don't
I blame
know.
her a lot.
That would
It's
be
just kind of
that'd be
awful.
rough. I blame her for other stuff. I don't blame her for that as much.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I get it.
So we're checking in with the triers. Candace says, Jess, your hair is on point. I feel like we get a comment about Jess's hair every week. Jess, your hair looks great.
Well, thanks.
It
This
does.
next section, Jess's hair.
Jess's hair. That will replace our shout out to Japan segment. So let's go into spoiler territory. Now we're allowed to talk about whatever we want in regards to like crap that actually happened. So Scarlett is a really interesting character to me because the flaw that she has is that she loves this man who is committed to somebody else. And he marries this chick, and she spends, I don't know how many years, probably what, you think 10 or 15 years is the span of the movie? That
yeah.
every few years, she reminds this guy that she loves him, and she tries to get him to leave his wife and kid and everything. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And she just thinks she treats it like he's teasing her or whatever. And she overcomes so much crap, but she's obsessed with this thing, and it just destroys her. And that's part of why I like the movie so much, because you have this character who's you want to punch her in the face, but then you really respect her for dealing with all that crap. Like she was like a nurse in the Civil War, you know, like helping people. She had to deliver a baby and didn't know what she was doing. You know, she like after the Civil War, her house, you know, got just you know all jacked up. Her farm was destroyed. Everybody took her farm, so she had slaves, but she ended up having to do the farming and cotton picking herself, so she got all nasty because of it. And she was like a high class person before. What?
You're giving her way too much credit. She was a way suckier person than you're making her seem like.
She wasn't just a sucky person. She did
She was
amazing things.
mostly a sucky person, in my
I
opinion.
think to me she was a waste of a person. Like
Yes.
she was beautiful. She had all this stuff going for her, and she would just make the crappiest decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
I think her downfall was not so much that she was like in love with Ashley, but because she was like unwilling to be happy. Like
Yeah.
she was
Well,
just
she was
searching
never
for
satisfied.
happiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I get this thing, I'll be happy, and that never happens. That never works.
Yeah, because later on
Well, not
she's
only
like, when
that,
I
but
get
she was
money, I'll be
total-
happy. And then she's
Yeah,
not
she
happy.
was totally willing to like. She married that one dude strictly for money. You know,
Yeah.
the second dude she married, and that kind of sums up how she was. She just did whatever she needed to do to get what she wanted, whether
And
she
then
knew
when
it was
she got
good
it,
for her or not.
she was not.
Yeah,
She wasn't happy. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I think I don't know. I just can't like. For me, her strongest time as a character was when she was back at Terra, like her home, and before Ashley got there, and she was like really working hard and really like just trying to take care of everybody, and she realized like I don't have anyone else to do this for me now, and she like I feel like that was her strongest point. And then Ashley gets there and she's all, oh, let's ruin your marriage and your family. So
That wasn't his fault.
no, that was her fault.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, like, I enjoyed her as a character, like, from the time she got back to Terra until Ashley showed up at Terra,
Oh, okay.
and then it just goes downhill again.
Yeah. She was good when she wasn't thinking about him. She was a decent person. Checking with the triers here. April says because it's the one man she can't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. And she treats all these other guys. Oh my gosh, she did so much dirty stuff, man. I think
Dude,
one of the
she
dirtiest
stole-
things, the guy who wanted to marry your sister, she lies to that guy and says, "Oh yeah, my sister's gonna get married soon to somebody else." So he marries her, which she doesn't even care about the guy. She just wants his money. It's
Yeah.
awful, man.
Yeah, she was a terrible person.
Yeah.
I don't even think terrible describes it. She was just an idiot.
Yeah,
She's really super selfish.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really sad. Like, I feel like this movie is like such a tragedy, like throughout the whole movie, watching this girl like try so hard to find happiness and never find it because she's so stubborn and selfish and just
And
awful.
kind of like Todd was pointing out, like she overcomes all this stuff, like all this crap happens to her, and she overcomes it. But like I said, it's like it's such a waste. It's like you see how much potential she has, but she just throws it all away by being an idiot.
yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, and it makes you. I don't know. I think that's probably why I like the movie. Not only because she's a deep character, because it makes you think like, I don't want to do that with my life. You know, like
Yes.
am I unhappy even though I'm surrounded by things that should be happy? Am I trying to look for something beyond that that's not really fulfilling, and I'm just imagining that it's fulfilling and imagining that it's the thing that I need? I think that's why
Yep.
there's so much depth.
That's why I gave it a 9, because it like when I watch this movie, I'm like, I am determined to be happy. I'm determined to be happy with what I have. I'm not gonna try and like wait for something to happen to make me happy.
When
Yeah.
I watch this movie, I fall asleep at an hour and a half in. 4 hours long.
Oh man, I don't know how you could think it was boring. I mean, I was just like, I'm hanging on everything that's happening in the story in this movie. It's so entertaining, man. And I really like Rhett Butler, dude. He's so cool.
Well, I mean,
he's so
I guess
cool.
like Rhett was really cool, but I also felt like 2 hours in, it's like, okay, dude, I get it. Like she's an idiot. She, Rhett's a great character, but I've like their character development seemed to have happened like 2 hours into the movie, and then they just kind of keep repeating that process. Like I get that she's a terrible person. I get she makes stupid mistakes. I get she's trying to swindle all these people into getting her way.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
she
know,
made
I
a
just-
lot of stupid mistakes. That's the part that had to be
You gotta
4
see all of
hours.
4 hours worth.
Oh, how about when like her husband goes off and he's like defending her honor and he gets murdered? This is her second husband. Her second husband just goes out and gets murdered and she doesn't even ask about him. And Rhett's like, "Aren't you going to ask about your husband?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, how's he doing?" And he's like, "He's dead." He
So
just got
sad.
murdered and he's laying on the floor like in some alley. Like
Yeah.
holy crap, man. So
Speaking of laughing
yeah.
at inappropriate things, when the daughter died on the horse,
you laughed
I
at
didn't.
that? You're a
Are
terrible
you
person.
kidding me?
I didn't know she was dead. I didn't know she died. I just saw her fall, and I thought it was funny how she fell, and then it showed her casket like the
Oh
next
my
scene. I was like, oh,
gosh. The first time I watched this movie, I cried from that point until the end of the movie. Like that is so heartbreaking, and I hate you right now.
it was an accident. It just
It was
funny
an
because it was
accident.
old. The way she crashed, it was like all kind of sped up film, It was like Benny Hill.
Oh my gosh.
Checking in with
Steven
the
is the worst.
checking in with the triers here. Candace says Steven is the worst. Okay,
She was there when I laughed. She was like, she's dead. I was like, oh,
Sorry, still funny. April says, "I'm pretty sure Scarlett invented the resting bleep face."
probably true.
Yeah, I mean she has, and the stink eye. You know what I'm saying? She's got some pretty
Oh,
good
dude, she had
stink eye.
some serious stink eye. She had that eyebrow going
Yeah.
on and stuff, man.
It was like it went.
Dude.
It was so hard it went into the stank eye. Man,
That's one of the things I respected most about her.
yeah,
Her
the
serious
stank.
eye.
All
She had
that
a good
stank.
face. She had a good face.
Oh man. Yeah, also, I think you have her, and then you But see, Scarlett though, I feel like she did have a sincere change of heart at the end. Like she finally figured it out, and I felt like the ending was satisfying, even though right when she figures out, oh my gosh, I have everything I need. I love my husband. I'm happy. When she's married to her third husband, who's Rhett, and a great guy, even though he's kind of shady. She realizes that he loves him, and it's just too late. And she's like, "What am I going to do without you?" And he says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a darn thing," and bails on her. I knew that line was coming, but I still thought it was really powerful, like watching it, because it's like, nope, you can't make up for treating me like crap for 15 years,
Well,
you know?
treating everyone like crap. Like
Yeah.
everyone is just like pawns in her little scheme.
I don't think she would have changed.
You don't think so?
Nope. Come on, dude. She's been like that her whole life.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have smoothed over for like a little while, but she would have been the same way after a bit.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
I kind of felt like the death of the only actual like good person in the movie. I don't know. I think it made an impact on her, but
It seemed like
I'm not
it
saying I'm not saying it didn't.
you're just
I
saying
mean,
that
and I'm
after a
sure
while
the-
she'd go back to being a
Yeah, I'm sure maybe the director and stuff wanted to portray that she actually changed. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying a person like that, they don't change that fast because
Yeah.
of, you know what I mean? Like you see people that are like that and they say they'll change and maybe they do, but then they do for a little bit and then they go back to their same
Yeah.
old ways.
That's true. That happens with a lot of people, and that's why people suck.
Yeah.
Checking in with the triers again. Candace says, was his name Red T? I thought it was red all 4 hours.
So did I.
Rhett, Rheett, right?
They
Yeah.
said red. They said red.
Well, they probably said Rhett with like
With Southern accent, you know.
Red.
I didn't know it was red until I looked it up afterwards. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
T's.
tease. That's how they. Oh, they're Southern. Yeah, they're Southern. They do things in weird ways. Okay, before we go on to the random questions, can we talk about Mammy? Is it okay to talk about Mammy?
Probably not.
Okay.
You can save that for the other racist section where you talk about Japanese people.
It's not really a racist section. We honor Japanese people because they listen to our podcast. You know what's funny? Rob was saying, one of our triers was commenting in the show yesterday, you're going to lose all your Japanese listeners because you're having a segment that talks about Japanese things and giving a shout out to the Japanese people. So I checked it again a few days ago, and now our number one area of people that watch the show is St. Paul, Minnesota. So over the past few weeks, the most popular place is no longer Tokyo, but St. Paul, Minnesota.
So now we have to have a St. Paul, Minnesota segment.
I went to Minnesota once. It was cold in June. That was kind of cool. So thanks for listening, Minnesotans. I don't think I know anybody from Minnesota. I don't think I know any, which is really cool. So thanks for listening to the show. All 7 or 8 of you guys who do in Minnesota, thank you.
Mammy is the best. Going back to Mammy.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think didn't she win an award for her performance in this movie?
I think she did. She's a really good character. I'm sure a lot of people. I remember this movie was in the news recently because they show it in this theater in the South every year. I forgot what state it was in, like Tennessee or something. And people like protested it, so they canceled showing it. They've been showing it every year for decades. And it's because, this movie is super racist or whatever. And I think it's kind of sad because, like, yeah, from today's standard, it is like a racist way to portray people in this day and age, right? But, you know, is that how people actually talked at that time, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
is it because it's the South's version of the Civil War, or is it because of how
I think it's how they
were
portray.
portrayed?
I'm sure it's how they portray the slaves. They're
Really?
not. Oh yeah.
I would guess it
There's a
was
big
because
issue
it's
with slaves not being miserable. You know
right.
that like
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
yeah, like these slaves like they sincerely loved their masters. You know, so it's like.
Okay.
I think that's where it comes in, where people object to it. But I don't know. Like, you know, I'm sure that there could very well have been situations where it was like that. I don't know. I wasn't alive, you know, and I'm not going to say anything else further on that because I don't want to get in trouble or something like that. But I think her name's, Hattie McDaniels or something like that, the actress who played Mammy. She was a great character, though. She was another one. Actually, she was the only other character who was a good person the whole time, right?
Right.
She really looked out for everybody, and she put up with so much of Scarlett's crap, but still loved her anyway and always stood by her. And so that was pretty cool.
She was funny, too.
And she was very funny. Yeah. Very good jokes. Yeah, great character, that Mammy. Okay, so moving on, let us go to the segment of random questions.
I
All
don't
right.
feel like we talked about the movie enough.
Did we? I feel
We
like
totally
we
did.
did. Are you joking?
I mean, I don't.
Do you have anything else to say?
I'm not joking. I don't think so, but man, it's just such a good movie. It's just so good. Sorry, that's all I have to say. I really like the cinematography too. Like thinking that it was, I don't know, when was that?
Oh,
It
yeah.
had to be like in the 40s or 30s, right?
1939. It came out in 1939. All the silhouetted shots, with like
Yeah.
a sunset and everything. Oh my gosh, those looked amazing.
There was just a lot that I thought was like really beautiful and really impressive for the time. Anyways,
Yep.
Steven's ready to move on. I could see by his stupid face.
Yeah. Actually, I'm reading your guys' questions because I couldn't remember what they were,
Oh.
and also trying to think of answers.
Oh, this is going to be a good segment. This is going to be really good. All right. Random questions. This is a segment where we ask each other silly questions, kind of semi related to the movie. Okay. So, Jess, why don't you go first?
Okay, my question is if the cast of the movie was recast with dogs instead of people, what kind of dogs would they be? Todd?
All right. I don't have everybody cast,
Oh, no.
Like
Just
I didn't cast the doctor,
top 3.
Top 3, okay. Scarlet is
5.
going to be a poodle, which is, in my opinion, the most punchable dog. Not that I would ever harm an animal. And then Rhett is going to be a beagle because he's awesome, and beagles are awesome. And I think Mammy is my other character I'm going to give a dog to. She's going to be a pug.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like this cute little pug.
Yeah.
So, Triers, what dogs do you think would the characters be? If any of you are still listening, even though this show may feel as long as Gone with the Wind. Just Popcorn. No, Popcorn
What?
Steven. Popcorn Steven.
Okay, I went with Rhett or Red, depending on how you would like to pronounce it.
If you want to pronounce it correctly or incorrectly.
I went with him as a pit bull.
Oh, okay.
Because they're awesome dogs, but they can also be pretty tough.
They're awesome
which-
murderers, too. They're really good
they
at
can be.
killing children and adults.
Oh.
You're the worst.
I'm the worst.
Awesome.
Pit bulls do that all the time, man.
No,
They
they
eat
don't.
people. They
But
bite them
Oh.
to death.
Fake
Oh my
news.
gosh.
Fake
We
news,
need to
my
have-
butt. It happens all the time.
We need to have Jordan and Steven together on the show. They would fight each other so hard.
Anyways,
Jordan's like
Rhett?
super anti-pitbull.
Oh.
Rhett would be a pit bull because he's awesome and tough. What's her name? Scarlet. I picked a Chihuahua
Oh, that's a pretty annoying dog.
because
Also,
they're the worst. But also at times, like I've met Chihuahuas who are like, oh, this Chihuahua is kind of cool, but then it's still a Chihuahua, so you still kind of have to hate it at least a little bit, right? And then
Chihuahuas aren't that
what was
punchable, though. They're more kickable.
Chihuahuas. What do you think?
I said they're not that punchable. They're more kickable. I just think of that Simpsons episode where the Lardland Donuts guy kicks the dog. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, most memorable part ever. Okay, so you have the murdering dogs that actually kill human beings. That's Rhett. And then you have the Chihuahua Scarlet. And then what do you have?
What was her name?
Mammy?
Huh?
Mammy?
Yeah, Mammy. I went with a golden retriever.
Oh, that's a good dog for Mammy.
Lovable dog. Hey Todd, can you pull up the stuff I sent to you? Because my phone just died. I was gonna hold it up to show the pictures, but it died. So now you need to hold it up because I didn't look up those pictures for nothing.
You have to send them to me before the show
They're
starts.
in a Facebook message. Just
Uh-huh.
no, just like pull them up on your phone and hold your phone up to your camera.
All right.
Come on, Todd.
This is ridiculous, guys.
It's not.
Okay,
It's gonna be awesome.
let's get those pictures. So now I'm scrolling through Facebook.
It's in
Jess,
message.
Jess, sing a song while I do this about Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the wind. Gone with the wind. soundtrack from Gone with the Wind while we're on the topic of that horrible song I just sang.
Okay.
I did like some of the cinematography.
Yeah.
Like there a couple of the images were really cool.
Yeah.
That's a bull.
Hold
that-
it way
dude,
up to the camera,
That's a
Todd.
breed of pit bull.
Hold it way up to the camera.
I
Look
can
at
see
his
it.
little. Oh no, yeah, that's the ugly dog. So that's Ashley, because Ashley was stupid. He was
Yeah,
like, why?
I don't think we ever figured out why she liked Ashley. Like he was just his only decent quality was not cheating on his wife with Scarlett. You know?
Yeah, he sucked. He was
It
ugly
sucked.
and stupid. Hold it up farther. Look at this mustache dog.
That's awesome.
Rhett Butler, right there.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, good call.
Oh
You got
my
really
gosh.
specific with the dogs. What the heck?
What is this? The Scarlet?
Because of her eyebrows.
That is great. That is
See,
great.
wasn't it worth it, Todd?
It was worth it. Next time when we do it, we'll figure it out. We still got this new system for the show. We got to figure it out. You know, we gotta figure
Well,
it out.
I don't know.
Okay. So okay, everybody's done their dogs. I will do mine next. Mine is change the famous quote from the movie from frankly my dear, I don't give a darn to so they had this whole scene with Rhett and Scarlett and she's like, what will I do without you? And he says, frankly my dear, blank. Steven.
Frankly, my dear, you're the worst person I ever met.
Deep.
I just want to. I want to let her know what I actually think. Like I don't give a dang. It's just like, you know what? Do whatever you want. I'm you know, it's just like I kind of throwing your hands up, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't cut deep enough for me. Like, you know.
Okay, Jess.
I think I'm gonna take a page out of the book of Norm Macdonald, and say,
Good book.
frankly, my dear, you're a huge whore. What? Should I not have said that, Todd?
It's not. I guess it's not sexist if a woman says it, right?
She is, dude.
I just want to
She's
keep
a
my job here,
horrible
okay?
person. She's a freaking horrible person. Like,
No pun
she-
intended. Woo! All right. Okay. Yeah, she is a horrible person. Okay. Well, mine is. Let's see. My less crude one is, frankly, my dear, you suck. And then my more crude one is, frankly, my dear, get AIDS.
get AIDS.
No offense to AIDS.
That's the best.
Well, she probably already has it. You know what I'm saying?
Ouch.
After being no, not because of her, but after being married to Rhett Butler, you know?
I don't know. Well, yeah. Yeah, who knows?
Maybe he should have said, frankly, my dear, welcome to AIDS.
Welcome to AIDS.
Welcome to AIDS Town. Population you.
Oh,
That's great. Hope you like syphilis. And then he walks away. That's great. What a mean thing to say. Okay. Steven, what's your question?
I went with the classic question of Gone with the Wind, the ride. How would a ride, well, not a roller coaster, but a theme park ride with the theme of Gone with the Wind be? Todd.
Okay. So, it looks like a train. And you get on the ride. And you get in it. It turns out it is a train, and it takes 4 hours to get you to the same spot. It just goes in a 4-hour loop. That's all I
That was
got.
lame.
No, it wasn't. It took 4 hours.
Mine's similar to yours. Mine's pretty
Alright.
close to yours. Has a little twist at the end though.
Yeah, I didn't really have any twist except for the angle of the train. Jess,
Go ahead,
You're,
Jess.
you're not allowed to call on me, Todd. You don't have the authority.
I'm just moving
Who
Anyway.
the
else
show
am I gonna
right
call
along.
on?
Yeah.
Mine would be a carriage ride, and it would be like really similar to Pirates of the Caribbean, except it's a carriage ride, and it would start out like in a really beautiful place, and then all of a sudden everything would be on fire, and then everyone would die at the end,
Oh my gosh.
including passenger. No, I don't.
Or a VR
That's all I got.
ride where you got to saw off people's legs.
Oh,
And everybody
What
that
You
was
gotta
you
that
love
saw someone's
dies.
leg. You gotta help birth a child.
You got to be
you know?
married to
You gotta
someone
shoot
who
someone in
hates
the
you.
face.
Shoots. Oh yeah, I forgot. She totally killed a guy. She Second Amendmented that guy right in the noggin. All right.
no, talking about sawing someone's leg off. What was that game that we played?
Oh,
that
Surgeon
was-
Simulator.
Oh my gosh, that game was awesome. You guys should play it.
Yeah.
All you guys watch
I
the
think
show
Steven
right now.
actually came over and played it one time. Do you remember that? Where you're like
Vaguely.
a surgeon and the controls are really awkward, and so you like grab the guy's heart.
Oh yeah.
You gotta like.
You grab the scalpel and you're just like.
That's funny.
That was a
What's
good one.
yours, Steven?
Okay, so mine's like actually mine's like a combination of both yours. So you're on a train. I also picked a train, and you go through all these experiences. Like first you start off and like everything's awesome, everything's great, and then you kind of lose everything, and then you kind of build yourself back up, and you get all this stuff back, and you have you go through all these experiences, and you learn and grow. And then at the end of the ride, which is, I was going to say 4 hours long, you realize that you're still a terrible person in the ride.
Oh my goodness.
I like it. I like it. Well, do we want to talk about crap that we tried this week?
I tried a lot of crap this week.
Yeah, let's talk about
Is
trying
anything
things.
interesting though? That's the thing. Is it interesting stuff that you tried? That's the question.
It was interesting to me.
All
Does
right.
that count?
Yeah, that does count. That counts. All right, Steven,
right,
tell
so-
us about what you've done.
So yesterday we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which was
Okay.
awesome. I haven't been to Knott's Berry Farm in like 20 years. So that was cool to see that it's still a place.
Still a place.
And then I went to a demolition derby, which I'd never been to
Oh
before.
yeah, how did that go?
So fun.
It was cool. It was really good. Like there's a lot of races before the demolition
Did you
derby.
say
Like
races
the actual.
or racists?
Probably both.
Probably both. There was
Not
definitely
both.
races. Not sure if there was racists. But there's very possible that there was both. But the races were okay. But they did a lot of them, and it kind of got boring.
Okay.
But then the demolition derby was really cool, and that was the first time I've ever been to anything like that. So that was a new experience.
So fun.
Cool.
That's it.
Popcorn Jess, what did you try this week?
I'll tell you what I tried, but first I want to talk about tractor. Remember the tractor thing, Todd?
The tractor
like-
thing.
A demolition derby, but with like tractor hitch things. You remember that? It
No.
was okay. We went to a demolition derby one time, and the demolition was fun or whatever. But then there was like this tractor part of it, where people like had trailer. Sorry, not tractor, trailer.
Oh yeah, I remember the trailer
They
part,
had,
not the
like,
tractor part.
Trailers,
there wasn't a
and they had
tractor.
to like try and knock each other's trailers off the back of their cars. It was the coolest thing. Just so.
They did a race with trailers, but they weren't trying to hit each other. They were doing like a figure eight. And, like,
Oh.
they were trying not to hit each other.
Oh,
Oh, well, this one they were like the last person with the trailer still on their car was like the winner, and it was so cool.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
cool.
sounds pretty fun, and it was fun
What you went to
to
it.
watch.
So my thing that I tried today was I ran a 5K with our kids at their school because they had a 5K and it sucked, but it was an interesting experience. I ran with my 9-year-old, and I thought that he was going to be like really super way too cool for me, but he was like waiting for me to catch up because I'm slow and he's a kid and he runs like stupid fast. So he was like waiting for me and he was like hanging out with me and talking to me. And then I ran with my 5-year-old and she was just running with her friend and she was like, "Isn't my mom so slow?" And then like ran ahead. So now I have a new favorite child. And that's the story of
That's
my
what you tried.
5K with
Ben.
my,
Picking
Was
favorites.
it Ben?
Well, we got a few years
well,
before that can happen.
yeah.
That's
It
great.
would be my 9-year-old son because he was not a horrible person to me today.
Uh,
Cool
well,
story, bro.
I think. Wait a minute. We got someone, a special guest, to be on the show. Let's see. Let's see who it is. Oh, hey, hey, everybody! I'm
What is
Scarlett.
happening?
Hey, why does everybody hate me? Huh?
So stupid.
Oh, I can't even see it because I'm not on Facebook.
Here's her resting bee face.
She's got her eyebrow going in the picture
Yeah,
too.
she does. There's a little snarl. If you can't see this, what I'm doing right now is I have a picture of Scarlett in front of my face, and my mouth is on Scarlett's face, and it looks hilarious.
Sounds inappropriate.
Yeah. Woo. 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 Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Well, you guys have any questions for Scarlett?
No.
Why can't you just be a good person?
Watching John's real face is more entertaining than watching Scarlett's face.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. See ya. Well, that was pretty cool that we had, the Scarlett on the show. So thanks, Scarlett, for coming on the show. Okay, so that's it for Gone with the Wind. Thank you for listening.
Hey, you didn't say something you tried.
Oh, because I didn't try anything interesting.
All right, fair enough.
Did I? I don't think I did. I tried applying for jobs for the first time in like 15 years. That was an experience. And we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it was an experience. Definitely an experience. Okay, so anyway, I'm still going to do my main job. Those of you who I work for that are listening, I'm still going to do that same job that I do.
Do people you work for listen?
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, yeah, I don't think we have enough. Yeah, the probabilities of that. Unless they're all the people in Minnesota are people that I work for or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, let's talk about next week. Next week is a funny story. It came up because out of nowhere, I received a text from my friend Matt, and he's been on the show. What was he on for? Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, yeah.
Yeah, he was on for that one. And that was like a year and a half ago. I have not heard from him since then. And so a couple days ago, I got a text. Which actor is the best Batman? From this guy. Steven, what do you think is the best Batman?
Oh, man.
Best
That's
Batman
hard.
actor. Is it
Kevin
hard?
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy? Was that from like that 15-minute short?
No,
From, like-
that's the. I think
Oh,
that's the
that's-
name of the dude that does animated series.
Yeah, that's the animated series guy. That is the animated series guy. That's a good Batman actor. And Jess says
Best Batman, I would have to go with what's his butt? What's his name?
Christian Bale, Ben
Christian
Affleck,
Bale, but my
Val
favorite
Kilmer,
Batman.
George Clooney,
I said
Adam
Christian Bale.
West.
But my favorite Batman is Michael Keaton.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Okay, well, I like Christian Bale the best. I think he was awesome. And
I liked Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. I didn't like his Batman that much.
I still liked his
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
The voice was a
He's a
little
good
over
person.
the top, but it didn't bother me. I still think those movies are awesome. The first two, at least. The third one, I don't know what happened with that movie. I just don't like it. Villain was sucky. I think that's what it was. The villain was cool in the other ones. Anyway, so Matt says, that one guy that you just were talking about, Michael Keaton, he
Michael
says he's
Keaton.
the best Batman. And I'm like, dude, there's no way that those stupid movies hold up. And so,
Oh, they do.
really, huh? They hold up to the standard of suckiness.
Are you lying?
No, dude, the first one was awesome.
What? I don't know about that. Well, maybe we'll see. We talked to him about being on the show, but it's always up in the air. So hopefully he'll be on. Maybe we'll have a lesser person like Steven.
Like Steven.
No offense. That's what we're watching next week. The first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. So get
I'm
ready for that.
excited.
So, yeah, and that's it. Remember to like our Facebook page. Smash that like button, dude. Yeah, smash it. I click or tap on the like button, please. Politely. Don't push too
Not
hard.
like a D-bag.
Yeah, not like a D-bag. Don't break your mouse or your phone screen. Just hit the like button. Like our page. And make sure you can see first, so you always see our beautiful posts. They're amazing. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We have all of our episodes up there too. So thank you for listening, triers, or watching, and we will see